Hello and welcome back, noobs and noob slayers. Diz Tactical here, and today I'm going to be covering Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow is an RTS game that is absolutely phenomenal. It is hands down one of the most intense and satisfying RTS experiences I've had in years. With nearly 100 hours sunk into this game, I'm still finding new ways to outplay, outgun, and outmaneuver my opponents. Whether you're in casual matches or sweaty high elo lobbies, this game constantly keeps you on the edge of your seat. And that's what makes it so good. Let's break down exactly why. Now, the core overview, at its core, Broken Arrow is a large-scale modern warfare in real time. You've got two factions right now, the United States and Russia, and they each come with different doctrines, playstyles, and unit options. But this isn't your typical build base, make units RTS. It's about building a deck, customizing your force before the match even starts. Armor heavy, airborne fast strike, mechanized marines, you tailor your loadout like a military commander prepping for a specific mission. And once you're in the fight, that pre-match strategy makes all the difference. Now, this is honestly one of the biggest things to this game, and you need to figure it out right off the bat. Unit roles and tactical depths, with that being, what really separates Broken Arrow from the rest is how every unit has a role, and understanding that is crucial. Take recon units. They're not just scouts, they're your eyes. They spot targets before your enemy even knows you're there. Some recon units are even built to ambush or flank the enemy. Support units keep the war machine running, repairing vehicles, delivering ammo, calling in airstrikes. They're not flashy, but they win wars. Tanks dominate the front line, but they're vulnerable without recon and AA backing them up. Then, there's helicopters and planes, absolute powerhouses when used right. You can use them for precision strikes, air superiority, or troop transport, but leave them exposed and they'll get swatted out of the sky. This is honestly something that has happened so much where people in low elo lobbies don't really understand the fact that recon's not meant to attack in a full force with your other infantry units. Same thing for support units. You got to move your artillery after shooting them because people can counter-arter you. And same thing for tanks. You can have a bunch of 8T emplacements in tree lines and just wreck tanks as a whole. It's kind of a rock paper scissors method here, and you got to make sure that you're constantly just supporting units and kind of having that synergy going forward. Now, with that being said, there is the deck building system, and what makes this game so fantastic with the deck building system is the fact you choose two specializations for your army, and with those specializations, you can kind of synergize what you want. You want to have more recon units available? Go special forces. If you want to have more armor, choose an armored specialization. If you want to have recon and armor, do that. If you want to have airborne and armor, there's just so many different customization options with these doctrines. It makes it such a unique gameplay experience for everybody involved. And honestly, it just makes it for so much chaos, especially when you get into the later part of the games with more experienced players. What you might think is the meta is probably going to get countered maybe by someone else who is prepared for this. And then you can do the same thing. That's why also you need to work as a team and make sure that you guys do not lone wolf, because again, if you don't work as a team, you're going to get just steamrolled. Like, I've seen it a lot already in Broken Arrow in the 100 hours I've played. It is just a team-oriented game. You need to communicate, you need to work as a team, and if that's not your thing, then this game is not for you. There's no one-size-fits-all here. You have to understand how units interact, how they counter and support each other. That's the secret sauce to dominating the battlefield. Now, we're going to talk about the gameplay experience. And speaking of domination, the start of every match in Broken Arrow is absolutely critical. You're racing to secure points, and whoever grabs them first often gets the best terrain, recon routes, and defensive setups. These early zones become strongholds for artillery, resupply hubs, and intel gathering. Usually the game opens with an intense air battle. Planes scream across the map to duel for air superiority, while helicopters fly in loaded with troops. If you win the air fight early, you can pick off those transports, delay enemy deployment, and completely flip the tempo of the game. But it's not one-sided. A smart player can set up long-range AA to deny enemy aircraft and protect their advance. The first 50 seconds, it's explosive, and it matters. A good opening can win you the mid-game as well as the late game. And again, it is so important that you understand this, because this game, it's really cool that this is how it happens. Because I've seen times where we're like, oh, there's no enemy airplanes. We go in, they have baited us, so we went across the map, got shot down by the AA, or they literally late delayed their planes, baited us all the way across the map, and supported with the long range AA. It's just so cool to see people's strategies when it comes to this. And then you gotta afterburner your jets and then try not to hit into the ground by going low altitude. It's just so cool seeing this all. Now, I talked about the competitive part a little bit earlier in this video, but I want to kind of hit the nail a little bit further on this with high elo lobbies and competitive tension. Once you get into high elo ranked matches, Broken Arrow becomes a masterclass in mental warfare. Players don't just react, they predict. They're scouting your reinforcements, baiting your pushes, cutting supply lines off. The skill ceiling is high and the pressure is real. I've had matches where a single recon unit spotted a heavy armored column that I shut down with my friend, who literally just bombed them with endless artillery or just airstrikes, dropping a nuke on top of them, which, by the way, there are tactical nukes, and oh my god, they're just so scary to see. If you see a B-2 bomber in the sky, it's like that one meme when it's just like you're looking up into the sky praying for God. It is horrible. It's so much fun knowing the fact that like you actually need to constantly be doing counter recon as well, and just microing a lot of units. It's really kind of gets you on the edge of your seat, has you sweating sometimes with how nail biting some of these matches get. And I've had matches again where we just didn't do any proper recon and we just got demolished. In these lobbies, every moment matters, and if you make one mistake, someone will punish you for it. But that's what makes it so satisfying when you pull off a perfect combo or outthink your opponent. It's not just reflexes, it's brains. Now, we're going to talk about the balancing, learning curve, and mastery. Broken Arrow isn't just fun, it's well balanced, especially for a game this new. Sure, there are a couple units that might feel a bit strong, but nothing feels truly broken. Now, obviously, I will say the Russian side of things is kind of a little weaker, but obviously their military doesn't specialize in really hardcore armor in that sense, because again, at the end of the day, it's the Russian army. They kind of go for more quantity over quality, but it is somewhat a little annoying when you go against the Abrams tanks, the M1A3s, and you just get absolutely donked on. And when you lose, it usually isn't because of some meta exploit. It's because you didn't bring the right tools or you didn't use them the right way. So obviously, like I said, with the Russians, their armor's a little bit weaker, but you can counteract that with a lot of support. Like I said, quantity over quality, making sure you're properly using your infantry units as well as your BTRs and BMPs, things like that. Now, the learning curve is steep, but that's where the addiction kicks in. You want to get better, you want to build a smarter deck, and when it all clicks, you feel like a tactical genius. And that's what is so rewarding about Broken Arrow, is the fact that this is truly the game where you can do that. And it gets really addicting. And yes, I'll just say it, this game is addictive as hell. I hop on for one match, and suddenly it's 3 hours later, 4 hours later, even 5 hours later, and then my wife's just saying, hey, come on, let's go to bed. And I'm like, oh, God, I totally forgot how long it was. There's just something about the pacing, the action, and the strategic layers that make it really hard to put down. But more importantly, Broken Arrow has staying power. The devs are already talking about new factions to my knowledge, more units, and continued updates. And the matchmaking, it's smart. If you want to sweat and rank, the system supports it. If you just want to chill and play casually, quick play is there too, no stress, no pressure. And then there's also private lobbies where people typically have these things where, it's a certain elo that you can play, which is really fun. But I really wish what they do kind of add in a little bit more is an actual ranked mode, so you kind of separate the riffraff. Because sometimes with quick play, you can be put into some really sweaty lobbies still. That accessibility mixed with competitive depth is a rare combo that I really want to see going forward a lot better, and it's what's going to keep this game alive for the long haul. Now, I'm going to talk about the final verdict here on Broken Arrow because I've kind of been giving you guys a selling point on the game, and with nearly 100 hours logged in Broken Arrow, I can confidently say this is one of the best RTS games to come out in a while. It's smart, cinematic, and absolutely addictive. Whether you're a casual strategist or a hardcore ladder climber, there's something here for you. So if you haven't picked it up yet, build your deck, learn your matchups, and get ready to dominate. I would definitely suggest getting this game, and I'm someone who doesn't really recommend kind of RTS games because it's not my type of tea, but this game has me hooked. I'm normally someone who likes the Men of War Assault Squad genre, or the Men of War genre, the Total War genre. That's more my cup of tea, but after playing Broken Arrow as much as I have, I can truly say this game is fantastic. And honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you guys leave a like, comment what your thoughts on Broken Arrow, and please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as it helps out so much. I hope you guys will see you on Broken Arrow, and again, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Stay tactical.